Okay, we'll call this meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Um, First item will be roll call. So Miss Kendra Stafford,
Present.
Mark Presley, Miss Freddie Banks, Ron Moreland, Cicely. Also we have our codes official Rosalie Mahan. So we do have a quorum. That's good. Okay. Next item then is approval of the minutes from the meeting for February 10th. In your packet of info in front of you, you should have those minutes. So if you want to look them over quick. Entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Mark. Second by Miss Kendra. We've got a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Next item then will be approval of the agenda. So if you want to take a look at the agenda in front of you. Any changes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion to approve by Miss Freddie, second by Ron. We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, we have a motion. All right. I don't think we have any old business. So I suppose we'll move on to new business. I would remind everybody that we are being recorded, so please use the microphone when you're talking so we get you on record. For those of you in the audience, if you intend to speak, you do have to be signed up. So if you intend to speak, make sure you got your name down. And I think that's it for housekeeping. So first new business item is a property variance on Planters Street for Mr. Kenneth Solis. So if you want to fill us in.
Yes, sir. Kenny Salas, Planter Street, empty lot. We've got a contract to buy it. We need a variance for minimum lot size and then also for front setbacks and rear setbacks. This is an old lot, a lot of record that's been platted for, I can't remember how long back we went. So it's not a new lot that we're creating or anything like that. This is a lot that is there, and we're just looking to be able to actually build on it.
Theoretically, lot was created May 5th, 1980. Theoretically, we didn't have any zoning requirements at that point in time, so that gives us quite a bit of latitude. So if any of you have any questions.
It's a small, about 1,300 square foot, single family home. I'm not sure if it's in your packet right there. I sent the plans earlier today. Okay, yeah, so it's in there. But yeah, just a small single family home. And I'm sorry, that home would be for sale. It wouldn't be a rental or anything like that.
I'd like to call your attention that in the packet as well, I've included a copy of the Hartsville zoning ordinance. You can see on the title page there that this ordinance was adopted in 1999. So this lot was, we went back and pulled all the warranty deeds. The very first warranty deed was dated, the May 5th, and you'll see that also in your packet. I put that on, and you can see in the TN property viewer that it is a really tiny lot. And I noted that it's about 6,600 square feet. It's zoned R1, which is single family residence. And what the requirement is for an R1 zone is 12,000 square feet. So it's just a little more than half of what's required. But if you look in your ordinance, lots of record are a special case. And I tried to highlight what our ordinances say. And that if there's a lot of record, again, it's created before our ordinances were adopted, then they can come to the Board of Zoning Appeals and ask to have this be a buildable lot. They don't have to meet the square footage requirement as a lot of record. Also, he's asking for the exceptions to the setbacks. As a lot of record, you guys can look at that and see. I included in your packet what his site plan would look like, and it's in the email here. You can see that he's diagrammed out where he plans to place the house, how long the house is, how wide the house is, where it's going to be fitting on the lot, and how that looks like in relation to the rest of the neighborhood. So the variances that he's asking for, I also included because I like to give lots of information. That's what I do. Here is the Hartsville setbacks, what's in the urban district. So from the front of the property line, it would have been 35 feet. If this was a normal size lot, a 12,000 square foot lot, they would have had to have been back off of the front property line 35 feet. On the side, it would have been 15 feet, and then on the back is 25. So he's asking for that variance. And again, Mr. Salas, what setbacks were you asking for?
Ask for 15 off the front, 15 on the back. So the lot's about 70 feet front to back depth. And so if we can get those, that gives us enough room in the middle to put this home. With a little wiggle room on either side, because the house we're building is 28 feet front to back. And then there's a 4-foot stoop off the front. So it's actually not quite as big as that box on there, but I did want to make the box look as big as it could potentially be.
And so I also included, because he was kind enough to send us the building plans that he's intending to use on this lot, what this house will look like, and also what the floor plan, the first level floor plan looks like. And if you note as well, and when you look there, he's going to have room enough to have like a driveway and a side right there for his car, for cars to be parked.
You said a sign for the cars to be parked?
The side, they can park along one side. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Sorry about that. It's okay.
Yes, ma'am. And I believe the plan would be to park on the left side of the house there.
Any more questions? As pointed out, this is a lot of record prior to codes, so this board has quite a bit of latitude, so for better or for worse. Any other questions?
I make a motion to approve the property variance for that lot size and the front and back setbacks.
So to be clear, the motion's gonna say 15-foot front, 15-foot sides, 15-foot rear? That's what you're asking?
Yes, our minimum lot size and then
So
15
15
front,
foot.
15 rear, because what we already get on the sides is fine.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the 15-foot setbacks, front and rear from Mark. I have a second from Miss Freddie. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Over there.
What you missing? Oh. She got. Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda then is a home occupation application from Mr. Cody Harris. So Cody, if you'd like to fill us in on what you're asking for.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing? My name is Cody Harris, my wife Taylor, my daughter Aubrey. We just moved here from Louisiana and she's a musician and we're looking for a place here in Hartsville that's pretty close to Nashville. That way she can carry out her music business. But what brings us here today is she's also a cosmetologist. She had her own salon in Louisiana for about 4 years prior to our moving here. And what we wish to seek here is that she'd like to open up her own beauty salon there on our property, adjacent to Highway 141 North. So that's kind of the gist of it.
And you're also asking for a variance as well, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm asking for a variance regarding the sign. We realize that the ordinance says that it's 4 square feet. But we wish to have a sign 3 foot by 6 foot or 18 square feet. Her occupation, deals a lot with walk-ins, and so we feel that we want to give Hartsville every opportunity they have to realize that we're there.
That piece of property is pretty narrow. Are you planning on putting up a building or something for to house it?
Yes, sir. So what we're planning on doing is having an accessory structure away from the dwelling unit up towards the front of the property. Like I said, adjacent to the Highway 141 North. We're looking at just one of those sheds that you can buy, anywhere in town or other towns, 12 by 32. We're going to outfit it with electrical, plumbing, septic. So the plan is to put this building approximately 60 foot away from the edge of the roadway. There is a 30-foot setback from that roadway. So we should exceed that setback by approximately 30 feet. So we should be good there.
Did you say 12 by 32? A 12 by 32? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're looking at a 12 by 32.
So 60 foot, 72 foot, is that gonna get pretty close to your house?
There's approximately 100 feet, maybe plus or minus 10 feet. There's plenty of room between, the dwelling unit and the accessory structure.
What's, what's gonna be your hours of operation?
So we realize the ordinance says anywhere from 8 to 10, but I believe she's gonna be working from 9 to 5. So we should be within the hourly ordinance.
Question. The entrance to the salon, will it be sharing a drive with your home or will that be separate?
Yes, it will be sharing with our drive, but we have, adjacent to the driveway, the plan is to put a parking lot, approximately 34 by 34, gravel driveway parking lot.
What were those dimensions of the parking lot?
Approximately 34 foot by 34 foot square.
I have a question about the sign. Will it be what type of sign will it be?
Right now, we looked at several different types. We looked at banners. We looked at, they have like a poly metal sign. So it should be pretty sturdy, pretty stout. Um, just a generic sign, nothing crazy, nothing. Correct. No, it will not be lit.
Okay.
Will the parking lot, the gravel parking lot be used only for the customers of the shop?
Yes, so we don't foresee any, number greater than 4 vehicles at any one time. We do see, we understand the ordinance says that you can have, one additional employee, which we do plan to carry out, in the future. So if you think about, my wife Taylor, that one employee, that's 2 vehicles plus, well, not their vehicles, but the client's vehicles. And then any additional clients that would be waiting shouldn't be any more than 2. So we don't think any greater than 4 parking spaces. And the employee would be able to park kind of in our personal drive. It's not a big deal.
You mentioned an employee. How many people would be working?
So it would be my wife and then an additional employee. She would have her own, she would just pay us booth rent and have her own clientele. And so just her and my wife.
So the number of people that will be being served at one time will be how many? Just guessing.
Any one time, only one person could be in the chair. So I mean, that's 2 people max.
Is there going to be any problem with having the employee paying rent for the access to that building as a major home occupation?
Typically, when that happens, they're like a contract employee, so no. Again, I draw your attention. I went ahead and put in your packet, you should have this available. This is the Trousdale County ordinance. I know we've had some confusion in the past on specifically major home occupations. The city has little different nuances for major home occupations, but I gave you the copy of the counties. And I also highlighted all the specifics as far as what Mr. Harris was saying, that yes, they are allowed to have one person that's not a member of the family working. and the various other things as far as like time and parking and things of that nature. So if you guys would like to review that. Also, I'd like to draw your attention that should they be granted this major home occupation we had talked about too, and we know that the approval is good for 3 years, and then they need to come back and show that they are operating the business according to what you have granted them. And if there's any variance, they have to prove that it's still within the same genre of what they're doing.
So will the other employee that you mentioned be working under her own occupation or under your wife as a assistant?
I guess, as a hairstylist, they tend to operate under their own. We just will provide the building, the equipment, the product. They'll set their own hours, but we will ensure that, it falls within the hourly ordinance. So, yeah.
Don't they have to have their own cosmetology license in order to operate?
Yes.
So then they would also have to get their own business license.
Not 100% sure on that, but I can check into it. It is possible that we could arrange it as such that, it's commission based. In other words, they pay, like we make a cut of every service that they do. Therefore, it would fall under us and them being an employee. That's an option.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get a clear understanding about in her being an employee or a business partner.
Independent contractor, probably.
Hmm.
Probably an independent contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a copy of this, the major home occupation thing?
Yes, he does.
All right, super.
And the parking lot would be intended to be behind the business and behind the residential structure as well?
If you're looking at the property from an aerial perspective, basically it would be to the north of the building,
I think
between the accessory structure and the driveway.
Yep, it's to the side. Yes.
Now, it's my understanding too that the residence that you have now, you do plan on building a house and that structure will be removed, correct?
Yes, ma'am. The current residence will be removed. We do plan on having a new home built in the foreseeable future.
Just out of curiosity, have you checked, make sure the septic system can handle it?
Yes, sir. It's good for a 3-bedroom home, and our current residence is a 2-bedroom, so capacity has not been reached.
So what happens with that, the accessory structure, with it having a bathroom, it wouldn't count against the bedrooms on the septic system because septic systems are based on the number of bedrooms. So a lot of people have pool houses that have restrooms. They have accessory structure shops that have bathrooms in there and they don't count against the septic system count.
Any more discussion, questions, comments? If not, we have two. Go ahead.
This application indicates number of employees as two? Is this two, including your wife?
I believe the ordinance says, any family member plus one employee, and I believe
Okay, so this two include.
in total, I reckon.
Anything else? So we have two things in front of us. Let's start with the major home occupation first.
I actually do have a question still about the parking lot because one of these things here says that the added parking will not detract from the visual appearance of the residence nor adversely impact adjoining properties or public street. And if it is in front of the residence, does that still comply or is that going to just be part of the exception?
I'm not sure what
Technically,
detract means, but
technically, the building itself will be in front of his home. Yeah.
You will still have line of sight to the residents from either the structure that they're putting out there will not detract from the home as far as EMS purposes. They'll still will be able to see where the residence is and they'll see where the driveway is and know exactly where they need to go.
All right, so let's deal with the major home occupation first. I need a motion to either approve or deny. Second. So I have a motion from Miss Freddie and a second from Eric for approval. Any further discussion?
Should we state as far as what's fall under the guidelines of normal operating times as far as our codes are written?
Sure can.
Hmm.
We can put, he asked if we should state in there that they maintain our normal hours of operation as stated in the codes.
Mhm.
That's, yeah, that we sure can.
Okay.
So the motion is to approve the major home occupation, normal, codes operating hours. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. So now we got to deal with the sign. So he's asking for a sign that is 18 square foot. Codes on signs is 4. So we've battled with this before. A four square foot sign is not very big. Only comment I'd have is make sure when you locate it, it doesn't obstruct vision on the road there, because that Highway 141 is, yeah, busy and people like to drive, so just make sure placement does not obstruct the view when you're pulling in and out of the driveway.
yes, there
the-
is, I would like to ask, is there some sort of guidelines for this placement?
Yeah, there's all sorts of guidelines for like its lighting, its setbacks from the road and everything. So I figure as long as those are still achieved and the only variance is the size itself, I make a motion to approve.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve a 3x6 sign as long as the sign setbacks that are in the codes are followed. Do I have a second? Second by Ron. So motion by Ms. Sicily, a second by Ron. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. You got your sign.
Thank y'all so much.
right, last item on the agenda for business anyway is the application for a major home occupation for Kimberly Chantel Smith. So if you'd like to fill us in on what you're proposing.
We own Volunteer Pool Supply, and we are in the mid of transition, and we are wanting to put our pool store at the end of our road, where we live, is on 1155 Dalton Hollow Road. It's just gonna be a swimming pool store and us pretty much work out of it mainly. It's gonna be the main thing we're gonna be doing.
Do you have any sizes? Do you have,
Yes, ma'am. They're 14 by 40 building has been proposed. And the driveway will come on a driveway that we already use that will just come onto the property and immediately go into the 40 foot of the building. So you'll park right up against the building with a little leeway between the two. And what we want to do is just have meetings there, and we will do water analysis just like we've always done in the business here, and sell chemicals. With most of the time, we don't have but a few people at a time come in and out. She may not even be there all the time because she's got other things to do too, but the building itself is a 14 by 40, and it's been ordered by a local company here in town. What's the name?
360.
Yeah, 365 Sheds.
From the diagram that was drawn on this graph paper, it almost seems as though that this pull-in is coming off the driveway before it gets to the open lot section. Is this,
You can't see our house from the road. It's 2,200 feet off the road. So you'll just pull into the driveway and immediately, after so many feet, whatever the variance is, turn right into where the structure is proposed. It's going to be a long, narrow, of course, 14 foot wide and 40 foot long. So to go along with the property, like the picture shows.
so can you see where I'm pointing?
I'm sorry.
Can you see where I'm pointing right here, where it comes up along this line of 8.35? It will go all the way into the back of where it says 8.38 before it does the pull in.
The drawing was actually.
See, it looks as though you're saying that it's going to come up here. The blue part is the property that,
Okay, 1165 is actually where it's going. I guess that's it. 1160, my property is 1155. My dad's here to verify for
Okay.
1165. So the building's gonna go a long ways.
okay, so it's going in here,
Uh-huh.
8.35. Okay. Okay.
So what I've included in the packet is what is viewed in the TN Property Viewer, which is the Tennessee tax map. A lot of times the property lines aren't accurately drawn, and they may be corrected in the tax assessor's office, but then you have to wait on the state to upload all the corrections. Sometimes that takes a bit. Not really sure how long because it varies.
The business hours will be 9 to 5 also. And my wife will be the one.
We'll be
She'll be there.
during the summer, we will probably have Saturday by appointment only, because we're gonna we sell eight pools, installs and stuff, so by appointment on Saturday during the summer be it. Someone to come look at a option for a pool, if we need to.
During the winter time, it'll probably be
Yeah, won't
almost
have it
minimal.
open
There
during the
won't
winter at
hardly
all.
anybody be there between November and February.
So exactly what are you doing?
Okay,
out of
we
there?
will do water analysis.
Yep,
A lot of people need their water tested for their pools, and then we can recommend a product and they can pick up the product there. But not all the product will be there. We'll just have some things there and then they can buy them there. We do 80% of our business is service. So we're not going to even going to be there. We'll be out in the field servicing people's swimming pools. So we're not even going to be there much. She'll be there to organize all the stuff that we do and do the water analysis and the chemicals. But as far as overall for the business, probably probably even 85% of our business will be in the field doing things not even on that location. We just need a business type area to have meetings and go over stuff with customers and do water analysis and that type of stuff.
so how many and what kinds of chemicals will you be storing there?
Just basic pool chemicals and we won't be storing everything we have there. It'll just be offloaded to there. So just normal pool stuff.
So are you using 12.5% liquid chlorine roughly then?
It will not be in that building.
What's that?
It will not be in that building.
Okay,
We're not allowed to have that in there. We've got to keep it off-site and keep it enclosed in
Yeah.
another building. And that's what-
humidity controlled, temperature
Yes,
controlled.
yes, correct.
So as far as this building is concerned, will you be having any type of plumbing or electricity, or is it
Just
just going to
electric,
be?
probably electric, basic electric.
You said the chemicals wouldn't be stored there. Where would?
No, we're not saying it's not going to be stored there. There's certain chemicals you can store in there and some you can't, but stuff off the shelf like normal pool stuff, yeah. Liquid chlorine or that type of stuff will be stored somewhere else, but we may have like an adjacent pallet of something close to it.
So how wide is the section here from the driveway to the side property line that you're going to be placing
50
this
foot.
structure? 50
I
feet?
think it's 50 if I remember right.
So I know with this being zoned A1 out in the county, the setbacks for an accessory structure, which is what this would be counted as, is that as far as the front is concerned, it's not to obstruct where the house is. Now, the house is located way farther back into the big section that Cicely was talking about. But from the side property lines, just 5 feet. That's all they have to be, is at least 5 feet. And so that's going to lend them, if it's only 14 feet wide, that's still going to lend them a lot of room to be able to have parking.
I know this isn't what this meeting's really about, but I'm kind of confused as how you could do a pool supply store without having any plumbing to the building.
Because she's gonna be working out of the house, some, just back and forth type stuff. She's not gonna be there full time, so I don't think she's gonna be in there enough to accommodate that. And there's no septic lines down that way or septic tank or anything like that, so I don't think we're gonna actually need it.
I feel like with the presence of chemicals, even though they may not be chemicals that need to be in a controlled humidity environment, I still feel the presence of chemicals and even people bringing in their water samples without knowing for sure what is in their water, that it would be advised to have some sort of hand washing, eye washing facility, some sort there.
Okay.
I agree with that. Well stated.
I assume you are a licensed pool supply operator?
Yes, we are.
So sewer is not available on Dalton Hollow, is that correct?
I think that's correct.
So, you'll
We can containerize it and we have a septic system of our own in the back. So I mean, it's something if we need to pour whatever into, we can containerize it and put it into whatever septic tank we have now. But we don't have I don't think we have a sewer system or a sewer system that goes down the road in front.
So with having chemicals in the building, as Cicely pointed out, as far as safety concerned, if you're not going to have running water, you would need to have some type of eye wash station in case
We
of
can do that.
emergencies.
Yes.
We can do that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all.
We'll always go, of course, we'll have a first aid kit in there and stuff like that, and we'll have that in there as well.
Anybody? Yes, ma'am. Yep. Just please step up to the, you're on the, well, I assume she wants to comment on this. You're on the list?
No, I'm a neighbor of
I-
the property.
You're on the sign up sheet though.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm Colleen Wynn. We live next door to the property they are talking about. And I would just like to say that we do oppose it. Because it just doesn't fit, it doesn't fit there, and we really don't understand why it can be there, because when we bought the property, it was a common area for 5 different lots.
So common area, but you guys own it. That correct?
But my dad owns where the building's gonna go.
Okay.
I own next to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you are?
Chris Franklin. I've got 2 major concerns with this issue. And I've been hearing around Hartsville, everybody wants to bring downtown back. If we let this happen today, we might as well open up and let everybody through Trousdale put a property on their front yard and start a business. That is what we're allowing here. The second concern I have, we're allowing semis to go down that road. I don't know if y'all seen that.
No semis will be coming to us. No semis will be
Sir.
coming to us. We're going to pick our product up.
You can stop.
Can I speak? So we're gonna allow semis to go down that road. And the safety concern for that, y'all seen the semis in downtown, but we're gonna allow that on Dalton Hollow. I mean, this just absolutely makes no sense. Thank you.
Can I speak?
Go ahead.
We've been having trouble out of the building that this man right here, or Tara owns, or is in the middle of owning, where Gordon Hire used to be. He does not like us right now, and this is why he's retaliating against us in a public fashion. He don't even live there, so he has no idea. He's just trying to get to us, any way he can, and this is the way he's doing it.
No, sir, this is not retaliation. This is just business sense for the county.
We've already spoken with our suppliers. We would no longer have deliveries. We're gonna go and pick
We're
it
going
up
to do them.
from now on.
Is there any other reason why there would be a semi or any other larger
No,
delivery truck
we
going
had
down
just-
this road?
No, we had decided because it would be a whole lot easier.
Not,
for
not,
us to pick it all
not
up.
for you, not your business, per se, but any other businesses that would be causing semi trucks to go through this.
Oh,
That's
no,
right.
ma'am, sorry. There would be no semis.
You gotta be an awful brave semi driver to go down that road.
Right.
Barbara, you wanna say something?
I live very close to Chantel and Billy. As a matter of fact, they're my next door neighbors. I
Pull
have
the-
a problem
Pull
with,
the mic down just a little bit, so there you go.
that better?
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
I have a problem with anything commercial coming on our end of the road. We have enough traffic as it is. We're gonna have a lot more traffic with the corner of Halltown and Dalton Hollow being developed. That's an R3 up there. We don't need any more traffic than what we have now. And I don't know where they're getting the fact that they're not gonna have big trucks delivering stuff. Yes, they will. You guys won't see it, but we will. So I have a problem with anything commercial being in our neighborhoods. We are agricultural A1. That's the way it should stay. If it changes anything, go to R3. So the rest of us can do something with all the property that we have. But no, we don't want anything commercial there.
Can I respond?
Thank you. What is it?
Can I
Is
respond?
that, yeah, just, hang on
Okay,
just a second.
sorry.
What is that zone? Is that zone? A1. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna reiterate, we've changed plans, so we are not gonna have big trucks on that road. We are going to pick up our own product. We've already talked about it. That was part of the plan moving forward, just to make sure that that was clear to y'all. And-
Our delivery guys won't even come down our road. So we've already asked that already before we even decided this, and they will not. So we've already said we're gonna go pick it up. They already have a hard time going to Hartsville anyway because it's out of their way. So that was just make it extra. So we had talked to them. We're gonna pick everything up from now on. They're not going, they even said they're not going to deliver to us because they're actually going to stop delivering to Hartsville, period.
From a fire safety perspective and the discussion we had before, the back part of the building was going to be used for storage of other things, not necessarily pool supplies, but now you're going to be having pool supplies in there. I need to know the different safety factors of those chemicals. If you're going to be having a wooden structure as the building to hold that, we might have some safety concerns. You may have to do a lot of extra things in order to make that compliant from a fire safety standpoint. Also looking at the requirements for an eye wash and station, you need to have the right amount of water flow. I'm not sure what the water line is along Dalton Hollow. I don't know if you have a 6-inch or a 4-inch water line. Do you happen to know what you have?
I don't know.
Okay. Because those are the type of things with chemicals, you have to get it right.
Okay.
You just have to.
The other thing, depending on the chemical that's in there, is CFM requirements for ventilation. That's above my pay grade, so.
I have a question. As far as like the structure itself, you said that you were going to be having meetings with customers.
Mhm.
I was understanding that any place of business was required to have a restroom. Is this place going to be a private or is it going to be open to the public?
Yeah, it'll be open to the public.
In attempts of consolidating our thoughts here, it seems as though this is a somewhat premature in the sense of it doesn't have the full scope of the definition of its chemicals used, the plumbing requirements, ventilation requirements, and I don't know if we have a full grasp of the impact that it would have on the community around it. Does that sound about right?
My suggestion would be that we table this one until our next meeting and get us more details on the exact chemicals and amounts that you'll be storing in there, and we'll see if we can get more, see if we can't get some more information on what's gonna be required. I do think you're gonna have to put a septic system in, I'm afraid, because if you're gonna hold meetings in there, I think you're gonna have to have a bathroom.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll perk there or not, but
Okay, thank you.
so I'll entertain a motion to table this particular agenda item until May. A motion from Eric, second by Ms. Freddie Banks. So we have a motion to table this agenda item until our May meeting, which, what date will that be? Anybody got a May calendar in front of them? Second Monday. Get us as much information as you possibly can.
We will.
May 12th.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on that motion? If not, those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, we'll table that for now. Next item on the agenda will be any other discussion topics? Chairman has no report currently. Ms. Rosalie, you want to fill us in?
So you may have noticed that we don't have anyone from planning staff here today. We have decided to take a different route in our planning, and we are ending our contract with GNRC. And we are hiring a independent consultant, and you will meet them next month. So we are glad to have them, and I'll let you know more when we get to meet them May the 12th.
Okay.
Planning consultant. Oh, and we are actively pursuing admin assistant for the building office. Hopefully we'll have somebody very soon. It would be nice to have help. We had 25 applicants. It's a full-time position. And they will be responsible for taking the minutes for the Board of Zoning Appeals and the Planning Commission. The posting has administrative assistant. If you look in the budget, it's called an office manager.
Okay. If that's it. If nobody has anything else, I don't have anything other than thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate everybody taking their time, and we'll see you the 12th of May, hopefully. Oh, you were fine. Yeah. So I entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn by second by Miss Kendra. All those in favor say aye. We are adjourned.